Current Jube. That's who we're talking to. This is awesome, man. Yeah. Well, anyway, so yeah, Maxine, we were talking about Maxine. She was in the middle of moving. And so like from the moment that you had set up that opportunity.
Oh, it was you guys were set to talk, right?
Yeah, it was just like kept getting pushed and I was just like super patient. I was like, hey, I get it. I know what moving's like. It's not fun. And even the week after, like you still got to move in. Like, so just let me know when you're ready. So tomorrow, I get a chat with her and just kind of looking at some of the information on her profile. It seems like she's up to a lot of really fun stuff.
Yeah, dude, really cool business, really fascinating, like business model, really cool. Like everyone gets, hey, can I pick your brain for 10 minutes? Like I think we've all heard that enough that it just makes sense. It doesn't need any explanation.
Yeah.
And if you can price or monetize and gain where somebody invests in you as the knowledge person and the other person gets clarity, it's worth it. It's people should value their time and people should charge what they feel like they're worth. And if you're not willing to pay somebody for 30 minutes or 60 minutes, or I said to Maxine last week, like when someone says, can I pick your brain? Hey, Karan, I'd love to talk to you about an idea or like this and that. It's never it always goes at least 50% longer than they asked, at least. Like if they say 15 minutes, like that's going 45 minutes. If they say an hour, like it's right. So I purposely, like I genuinely, for my first meeting with somebody, I will only book a 15-minute meeting with them and say, hey, I've got 15 minutes. What's the thing? Where can I help the most? Where can I insert myself into the conversation? Where can I provide clarity? But I've only got now 14 minutes left.
Yeah.
So I make it very clear. Whereas if it's a second or third meeting with somebody, I'm willing to go up to 30. And if it's like a real good business opportunity, like we'll do 60.
Okay.
But in that 60, like I want confirmation of the contract. Like I want to move forward.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep having the same conversation for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we're not making any progress. It's just, I've done too much of that in my life. And now I realize how important meetings are if they're the right meetings.
Yeah.
And I look at my calendar like every Monday, and now all my meetings, like they have a very clear purpose. There's never a, hey, like Dusty introduced us, let's just chat and get to know each other. It's like, dude, we all have enough friends. Like I've got too much shit I've got too many balls to juggle.
Yeah.
It's like, where can you help me with my mission? Can I help you with your mission? If so, awesome. Let's figure it out in 15 minutes because you don't need more. And oftentimes, dude, I've had like 3-minute meetings that have led to business deals because we both were just so aligned.
Dude, and your heart, dude, is so big for like just making those connections happen. And that's what I love about you the most is like just genuine authenticity on like connect these two people. And now the world is changing in such a big
Dude, I have zero to lose. What am I going to lose if I introduce two amazing people who could benefit from a conversation? What if one of them walks away with a business idea? More importantly, what if one of them walks away feeling like they just had a therapy session? What if one of them feels like, holy shit, I really needed someone to tell me that today who wasn't my wife or my husband?
Yeah.
Right? Like Brandy could tell me, and Brandy will grill me for this, but she'll tell me I need to do something and I'll acknowledge it. And I'll be like, yeah, you're right. But then Dusty tells me to do it. I'm like, oh, Brandy, you'll never believe it. But like Dusty said, I got to do this thing. She's like, dude, I'm telling you this for weeks. Sometimes you just need to hear it from a different person, said a different way for it to really land.
Yeah.
And man, you're one conversation away from anything you want.
Dude, that's awesome. I have to always keep in mind when you say Brandy, because my wife's name is Brandy, so it's like,
dude.
I'm always like, it's so funny. Like my mind goes, wait, when did Brandy talk to you? I'm
no,
like,
sorry.
And I
yes,
know it's your Brandy.
Yes,
so
it is my Brandy. Is your Brandy with an I or a Y?
I.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so rare. I totally
my
forgot
wife
about
is in
that.
the beauty industry as well, so it's like it's so ironic.
Small world, man.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, I've been all the events that you've hosted have been so awesome. I'm reading changes, so yeah, this is great, man. Michael sent me this after that first event. Built to Serve with Evan Carmichael. That book's around here somewhere too. I've cruised through that once, mostly on Audible. I want to go back and actually do more of the worksheets before the meet and greet, which I think is so clever. I think it'd be so cool to do like a once a month type of virtual meeting. And that's why I wanted to hit you up on your offer in your email that I saw there. I was like, oh man, if I could learn like one thing on how Karan makes awesome virtual meetings.
How to host those dinners? Yeah, I realized the link wasn't working. I'll put it out in here in the chat. Dude, here's the thing. First of all, the majority of courses do not get completed.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of courses. People will buy something for $10 or $100. People will spend $1,000 on a course and never take action. And for me, I found myself in COVID. I was like, I should create a course. I've hosted enough of these dinners. It's the single most asked question I get. Karan, how do I host dinners? Karan, how do I bring people together? Karan, I have no network. Karan, I'm an introvert. You won't understand. Karan, like I only have my brother and like my brother's brother. Like I don't have anyone in my life. I'm like, guys, that's exactly where I was like 4 years ago, where my network was a stack of business cards that didn't make sense. And I was like, I just need a freaking friend. Like, I just want to hang out with somebody and go deep I want to learn about what makes Dusty Dusty. I want to learn about why he has that Jenkins sign back there and where it came from. Clearly he cares about family. There's a sign there that talks about blessed. Clearly they care about God. Like there's so much more to you than, hey, this is my mission of my business. I'm like, cool, we'll get to that stuff later. But I'd rather get to know like Dusty as like, tell me about the Jenkins heritage, because clearly it's important to you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was thinking, are you continuing or are you just asking?
No. So really what I'm saying is like, I found myself, I was like, you always hear these sales quotes, like people invest in themselves when they invest in you. When people pay, they're actually interested. There's this quote that I'm forgetting, but it's like, it's like when people pay attention when they pay. And really what it means is like, if you pay $500 for a course versus $100, just the 500 alone, because you've paid a greater amount, your willingness to pay attention is that much higher.
Yeah.
It's like you buy a $97 program or a $997, $1,000 program, and it might be the same value. It might be the exact same content, but when you pay $1,000, your head immediately goes to, okay, it's worth more. There's going to be better stuff in there. I'm going to complete it because it's $1,000. I'm not dishing out $1,000 and just having another course sit on my shelf, right? You're investing in yourself. Yeah. So I kind of want to tilt that opposite a little bit. The course was always $397. I don't run any traffic to it. I only promote it in my Facebook group and in my emails. Really, the only people who get notified of this course are people who download 40 of my favorite questions or people who have been to a previous dinner. Yeah. And if my real mission is these conversations, if my real mission is driving good humans to meet other good humans, if my real mission is making people feel a little bit less lonely in the world, then why would I let a sticker price of $997 or $697 or all these 97s, because that's marketing. Yeah. So a couple days ago, and I just kind of caught this myself, but like my course is now priced at $97. And it's not meant, like it's not a revenue generator. It's like the last thing of my revenue generating bucket is my course. I've done 165 now of these events virtually now. I've done maybe about 40 this year. I've got one tomorrow. I've got one on Friday. I've got 3 next week. Some are for myself, but the majority are now for clients. They're for companies who want to prospect. They're for companies who want to build internal culture. Here, you can do it. Yeah, you can hire me. It's going to be a lot more expensive. And I'm not saying that the 97 you can't replicate my energy and my passion and just me. You just can't. Yeah, no. It's like you can't replicate anyone's energy. It's like everyone's unique. I've got my own stories. I've got my own perspective. I've got my own experiences. But for $97, I can help you craft a better network for yourself, even when you don't know where to start, and even if you think you're an introvert. Whether you use it for business relationships or personal relationships, I say do both.
Yeah, why not, Dude, I love it. I love the virtual events I've been a part of. Well, and a dinner event, how does that go? I'm always out there in the community, like, you got to meet this guy named Karan. He's like runs a still called Jube. Like, he puts these like amazing connections together. I'm like, it's a virtual dinner, and they're like, so do you really eat together? And I'm like, oh, I don't
Dude,
know.
here's, I'll say this here, and I've said it 1,000 times. My dinners have nothing to do with the food. The dinners are about not the restaurant. They're not about what you wear to the event. To me, a dinner, now virtual, is a 2-hour block of time where you get the permission slip to be real and vulnerable with yourself. What you do in that 2 hours is completely up to you. You're either going to go all in, like I ask people to go all in at the start of my events, and if not, I give them grace to leave. I'm saying, cool, Dusty, if you don't like these rules, we don't have a lot of rules, but if you don't like these rules, now is the perfect time for you to leave, and we're still going to be friends. It's all good.
Yeah.
But if you say I'm in, and you type out the words all in into the chat, then I'm going to expect that when you meet strangers, when you get prompted with a difficult question, you're willing to go all in. You're willing to go deep. And what you get out of the event is 100% what you put into it. Yeah. I can control a couple things here and there, but I cannot control your responses. I cannot control who you meet in the breakout rooms because I like to randomize. I cannot control how truthful you're willing to be. I cannot control if you're going to be a vulnerable 9 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. I can't control that. But what I can control is transparency, is leading by example, and by me getting vulnerable first. Transparency by me showing you everybody's survey responses prior to the event, so you know you're in a room full of like-minded people. I share real stories about myself and my past and the things, the shitty stories that still kind of keep me up at night. And I love holding space for people because I didn't really have that growing up. Zig Ziglar said it. He said, you can have everything in life you want if you just help other people get what they want.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the single sentences I've adopted into my mindset, into my business over the last couple months is I'll get what I want, but it's more important that if I can help you get what you want first.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's the only shift. Instead of me getting my thing first, that I need this much money for this contract or this much negotiation, like I don't even think about that. It's like, what does Dusty need in this moment? What is his biggest headache? What's his biggest roadblock? Could my service insert itself into the conversation? Does Dusty want to nurture relationships? Does he want to not spend money on Facebook ads and marketing? Does he want to do something a little bit unconventional that stretches the boundaries a bit and like stretches people to get vulnerable? Because that's my speed, right? Like I love that speed and I love that arena and I know that arena well. And if I can present to you a unique offer that you've probably never heard of before, like what's a virtual dinner, dude? How am I going to invite 30 people? What are the insights you're going to give me? What's the ROI? Like I can show you all that. And if you're willing to try something new and different and you don't want to run ads or funnels, then I've got my own unique way as to how I can help people close business. So how are you, your business has changed this year.
Yeah.
Obviously you're not you don't want to be on social media and stuff, but you still want to negotiate, you still want new business and stuff.
Yeah. And I feel like I have to be on social media because that's part of our 5 new pillars, right? Like we broke it down into identity, branding, websites, media, and then distribution. And the distribution side of it is definitely social media, ads, copy, whatever that is, getting it pushed out there for the world to see. And so I feel like when people go to hire you, they check your socials out and they're like, well, this dude never posts. Like, how could I trust him with my own brand if they don't have it figured out? That's kind of the headspace that I'm trying to battle through currently.
True. But imagine this, imagine giving you the power and not a prospect or a client. I'm just saying those words for a moment. Imagine if you had the power. What I mean by that is imagine inviting them into your studio. And I'm saying the word studio as like inviting them into your platform, into your world, so they get to see Dusty for Dusty first, not Dusty, the business owner.
Yeah.
Invite them into your world. before they come into your world, i.e. a dinner, an event, the entrance fee is a short 6-question survey. That's it. Name, email, where do you feel the most stuck right now? Where do you see the biggest opportunities for growth right now in your business? What do you hate the most about your marketing? If we were celebrating a year from today with a bottle of champagne, what are we celebrating?
Yeah.
And now you've got 6 pieces of data, insights, intel as to how you can strategically follow up with them after the event, after your virtual platform or stage. So imagine somebody coming to you, experiencing 2 hours with you, getting to know the whole Jenkins history, getting to know about your brandy, getting to know about your kids, how your business has changed. 2 hours in a room with you. You cannot replicate that on a billboard. You cannot replicate that on ads. You can't replicate it anywhere online. If you can have 30 to 50 of your dream humans that could change your business, where you get to control the dialogue, like what's a greater ROI than investing in the people that are one day going to pay all of your invoices?
Yeah. Dude, it's such a brilliant strategy.
And then you leverage their surveys into your own marketing and market future events. It's like, it's so simple and so complex at the same time that it's borderline like, I don't know if it's genius or like insanity. I don't know.
Pretty genius.
It's one of those two. And somebody said this to me recently, this entrepreneur. He's like, man, like I kind of get what you do, but I kind of don't. And I feel like that's exactly why you're about to hit it big. He's like, because there's this, you're positioning yourself in this very unique niche world where 50% of the people get you, the other 50% don't. And that's the perfect spot to be in.
Wow. Yeah,
and I was just like, whoa, thanks, man. It was like a vote of confidence. And I was like, damn, you're right.
Yeah. Dude, how do you handle a situation when all the cards are stacked in your favor, but the deal still falls through? That like literally just happened to us yesterday. Like, and thankfully I was reading the book Changes in the first chapter. It's like approaching it from a victim mindset or a master mindset. It's like, am I the master of this situation? And yes, but at the same time, it's easy to fall into that sulking, how did we like possibly, it was just the cards weren't, I mean, they went with the vendor that was already locked in with the project that was rolling with Denver Metro. And so I'm like, everything else was in our favor other than that one piece. And I'm like, you gotta be joking.
And man, there's like 100 things I could tell you. There's a bunch of different stories. There's a bunch of analogies and approaches. Like this strikeout is just another part of your career.
Yeah.
One strikeout is not going to define your business for the next 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
It's like when you hit home runs, you forget that sometimes you got to hit singles too. And sometimes you got to strike out. So you come back next at bat, better, brighter, sharper.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking love striking out.
Yeah.
It sucks for like a minute. And then it gives you opportunity to reflect. Shit, my process is not as dialed in as I thought it was. How did I still oversee that mistake? I knew it was there, but I got too confident. I got too cocky of myself. Just when you think you're like, oh, I got this deal, that's when it's most vulnerable. Yeah. So for me, it's like, what are the 10 things, like spend 45 minutes with you in a notepad and write down all the things where you could have improved, all the things that you're going to do differently should that scenario again. Who else needed to be in meetings? Where could you have predicted one of their future problems? Where could you have positioned yourself as not just tackling what they need today, but also what they need a year from today, given the progress they're going to make with you?
Yeah.
There's like, so in my mind, I'm always thinking like, I can give you the solution, or I can give you the solution and the roadmap where I'm the guy waiting and like shining the light on all the obstacles you're about to get. But I'm like, don't worry, we've already identified them.
Yeah. That's such good advice. The good news is I already had some foresight into the future, and she even said at the end, she's like, "Hey, all the stuff that you talked about with the virtual 360 stuff, like that is definitely on our horizon for 2021. So keeping us in mind there. And literally, if there wasn't already a vendor in the picture, I think we would have nailed it. But they're trying to ride the coattails of an existing budget in a neighboring city, basically, because it's grant money. So, yeah. Anyway, good.
Here's the thing, man. People fear change. You're literally reading a book called Changes.
Yeah.
It's like, I could do the same thing every day, not get results, and be okay with that. Then someone come and challenge me and say, dude, just make a change. It's like, nah, I'm good. Nah, it's okay. It's going to work out next quarter, next month, next year. The change is like the most difficult thing for any person to adapt. It's like if you're used to walking 2,000 steps a day, and then I say next week I challenge you to do 6,000 steps a day. That's like a 200% increase of what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I get it. I get the benefits of it. But if you're only used to doing 2,000 steps a day, how are you ever going to get to 6 without going to like 2,500, 3, 3,500, 4? Change is the most difficult thing, man. And that's the part of like a business owner or an entrepreneur, is to insert yourself into that conversation. And like, you gotta show them that like the grass is truly greener. You just got to make that change. So to me, I'm like, wow, okay, cool. He struck out. Do I think anything less of you? No.
Yeah.
Because I get losses all the time, man. It's all part of it.
Great. Dude, I love when you said I'm the secret weapon. Like I'm gonna take that. Like I'm easily the secret weapon that people need to have in their back pocket. When I was running Cinepro Studios, it was always about being your brand's value companion, because I truly feel like I am that person. Like I'm not just a business. I'm not just running a business that is trying to get you to the next level. It's like I care about people as human beings.
Yeah, man. What can I do to support you and your beautiful mission?
Yeah, I think I'll just follow up with you on that. I think that probably if I take that course of yours, that would be helpful. Because even like I love coming into your meetings and you're like jamming this music, like you just set the tone of the environment right out of the gate. I'm like, I have no idea how to do that. So anyway, yeah, just continuing to do all that fun stuff with you and see where your adventures go. I think just watching what you're up to, man. I'm like just following in your footsteps.
Man, we should talk about a Denver business owners. I just did an event in Denver virtually for a marketing company. And remember the ideas we talked about? I won't say the guy's name, but we had a conversation about somebody that you introduced me to last year who wanted people to come see his product.
Yeah.
Let's do the same for you, man.
Yeah. Let's make it happen. Boom. All right. Go have fun with your lunch date with Brandy. Tell her I said hi and we'll be in touch.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Take it easy. Thanks.